Management is proud to present Daily Vet Life, a short podcast for equine and mixed animal veterinarians and their staffs that is focused on personal and business topics of importance during the COVID-19 pandemic. In this week's episodes, we'll talk about various aspects of being a veterinarian during the COVID-19 pandemic with Amy Grice, VMD, MBA. Dr. Grice practiced for more than 20 years, and she has strong business credentials. She consults with and advises veterinarians and practice owners on a wide variety of projects and challenges through her veterinary business consulting company. In today's episode, we're going to discuss practice gratitude. Daily Vet Life is brought to you by Covetrus, a global animal health company dedicated to empowering veterinary practices. We combine products, services, and technology into a single platform that connects our customers to the solutions and insights they need to grow. Welcome, Dr. Grice.
Hi, Kim. I'm glad to join you this week.
Well, it's been a fun week talking with Dr. Grice, and we have talked to her every day this week. So if you've missed, I'm going to rehash real quickly. On Monday, we talked about dealing with stress, and on Tuesday, business tips for solo practitioners. On Wednesday, personal financial wellness. Yesterday, we talked about life changes start small. So today, we're going to be talking about practice gratitude. And while this topic might seem a little out there for our scientific audience, what would you say to the skeptics?
Well, actually, Kim, the benefits of practicing gratitude have been really well proven by scientific research. People who are regularly practicing acts of gratitude by taking time to notice and think about the things they're thankful for, they experience more happiness or positive emotions. They sleep better. They express more compassion and kindness, and even better, they have stronger immune systems. And it can be really hard to even imagine finding something to be grateful for in this time of such stress and anxiety and worry, and people that you know, or perhaps people that you love being sick, and the isolation, the anxiety that we're going through between the COVID-19 pandemic and the economic downturn. It's a time of great uncertainty. We feel like we don't have control over many things at all. And so many people are feeling a little bit crazy and definitely stressed and worried. And so being able to find little things to be grateful for can have a big impact on making you feel better. One of the ways you could do it very, very simply is keeping a gratitude journal. That could be a journal that just records some of the things that happen, that you have a sudden, oh my goodness, what a beautiful sunset that is. Or you're out for a walk and you hear the songs of the birds that have just come back in the spring, and you think, gosh, that's a beautiful sound. But what's important is that you actually notice these very small things and appreciate that they are bringing you a little bit of momentary joy. And you cling to that, and you notice that, and you're grateful for that. Some people like to create a gratitude jar. And so anytime they experience gratitude for a good turn by somebody, maybe somebody holds a door for them or thanks them for something that they did, they write it on a piece of paper and they put it in a jar. And then when the year is over, on New Year's Eve, they pour a glass of champagne and they read all of the items of gratitude that they'd had for the whole year. They review all of that. You know, when we think about our happiness, many times it's our relationships with others that are the greatest components of our joy. And focusing our gratitude on the people for whom we're grateful rather than for things or circumstances sometimes will really enhance how much benefit we get from our gratitude. So, you know, if you have had somebody in your life who's really made an impact on you and you've never told them, you could write them a letter, pick up the phone, let them know what a difference they made in your life. You could simply tell somebody how much you love them, somebody that, you know, you haven't told that to in a while, how much you appreciate them. Intentionally nurture the friendships that you have. Sometimes we take our friends for granted, and right now we need them more than ever. And another way to increase your gratitude is to do an act of kindness every day. It's amazing how doing small things for other people will boost your spirits. Going out in nature is a huge one. You can notice the smallest of things. I mean, even though we're going through this pandemic, the natural world doesn't care. The daffodils are blooming. The geese are honking. The birds are making nests in the bluebird boxes. They're totally unaware of what we're going through, and the natural world is filled with beauty. If you can find things to laugh about, find some funny videos, watch a silly movie. Laughing is absolutely wonderful for making you feel better. Don't watch things that are violent. Turn off the news. Avoid negative media. They just drag you down. Do things, read essays, watch videos that remind you of how good the world is. And when you think a negative thought, start a new game. Start a game to find the positive side in a situation. It can become a habit. It can change your mind. It can pivot your mind to a positive place. One of the ways you can do this is post quotes or images that remind you of all there is to be grateful for in this life. Spend quality time, whether that's on the phone or with Zoom or with the people you're trapped in your house with. Spend quality time with the people that you love. You know, we all get really busy in our lives. Make sure to call your parents, your grandparents, your siblings, because I don't have grandparents or parents still on the earth here anymore, but I have siblings. You don't know how long you're going to have them for. It's important to keep those connections strong. Say thank you for all the little things that your loved ones do for you, things that you normally take for granted. Being trapped in the house, being in a house with little kids that you're not usually with all the time can be hard. So try to find the gratefulness that you have for having that time to spend with them. In your workplace or in the places out in the world where you go, compliment people for what they're doing well. Notice when somebody's doing something nice for you and actually say something. Thank them. Maybe it's just writing a card to somebody you haven't seen in a while. The checkout lady, the UPS man, the people that are out there making sure that you have what you need. Let's make sure to tell them how grateful we are for their service. You may want to reach out to an elderly neighbor, volunteer for an organization if you're not a person that is in a high risk category. You know, there's some personal things you can do too. Catch yourself before you talk behind somebody's back or speak badly. Assume everybody has the best of intentions, which is hard right now. Try not to complain about anything. Instead, talk about something you're grateful for. Think about your challenges, your mistakes, the things that are going wrong as opportunities for personal growth. If you're making a gratitude list or keeping a gratitude journal, read it regularly so that you can remember all that you have that's good in the world. It's best to live in the present and not worry either about the past or about the future. We don't have control over the future, and we're really uncertain about it right now. So don't let it weigh you down. Don't let it add to your burden. You only have to get through this one day today that you've been given. You've been given this day. Live each day that you're given with gratitude in your heart that you have this day.
I'm going to be a little personal here and say, Amy, thank you. I'm grateful for our friendship, and I'm grateful for you having been on here all week. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Daily Vet Life, and thank you to our sponsor, Covetrus. Please rate, review, and subscribe to the Daily Vet Life on iTunes, SoundCloud, or Stitcher. Follow Equimanagement on Facebook or send us an email at kbrown@aimmedia.com. Daily Vet Life is a production of the Equine Podcast Network, an entity of the Equine Network.